You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for How to Make It in America. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest How to Make It in America news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for How to Make It in America.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Feels good. Oh, we're a little sad though. A little sad. Two things. It's the last episode of this season, and we're also sad Ronnie Jr.'s not here. Marty's bawling over there. It's okay though. It's okay.
Why?
Roddy got his vacation started a little early this year
for
Thanksgiving. Shout out to him. He's over vacationing somewhere
in Mexico, right?
Yeah, Cabo San Lucas.
So jealous. Oh
so
my gosh.
yeah, shout out to him. He's on a horse. He's horseback riding or something like that, and kite flying.
Who would choose that over How to Make It in America?
I don't know. He's living life. He's living it in Mexico now. But we still got your recap, your after buzz for How to Make It in America, and we start off right in the heart of New York, on the New York streets with Cam and Lulu. And Cam is talking to Lulu, and I think you know we don't even see Lulu that much after this.
Lulu she hasn't been a very significant character. We know that she's Cam's new boo,
something like that. But she's not that supportive.
I don't know her contribution. Still.
Yeah, so we're just closing off that storyline because I feel like I'm watching carefully to this episode to see if we're gonna get a third one. A third season.
Right.
I think that's what's on everyone's minds. We still don't know, but we move on forward with Ben into Yossi's office. And Ben has his water, he's like, did you get your water? Just stop with it, all right? And he says Cam wasn't feeling well this week. Cam's
he's
not
lying.
here.
He's lying on Cam.
What is that?
He's too embarrassed to admit that Cam's not really trying to up with Yossi.
So this is another reason why you, don't like Ben. Is that it? That you just feel like he's not man enough?
Okay, Ben, the real person in real life, this is nothing personal towards you, so don't take it personal. But Ben, the character, I can't deal with it. I feel like he's a punk. I feel like he's a punk in every department.
But he turns around a little bit. Yossi tells him that he wants this logo to be designed with a serpent as the Y. And that to me is just they're going in on making Yossi as a bad character at this point.
I mean, Crunch. Crunch? Did you really decide that you were going to give him Crunch and try to convince him that that's better than Crisp?
Yeah.
And he called him out.
Yeah.
He was like, don't give me this garbage. You know dang well that Crisp is better.
Yeah. In the beginning, though, he wants to make sure that, okay, I got Ben right now. He's gonna make this new logo. But then we go, and I feel like this episode was a lot with closing off the ties with Cam, Renee, the Rasta Monsta, that whole plot line was just the big emphasis.
It was focused around, the Rasta Monsta.
On this. And so we go with Cam and Renee with the East Flatbush Caribbean League. And they have the weed spray. And they're just talking about, how they're going to solve this. And Cam is telling Renee, oh, I was trying to fix it. I was trying to help. And Renee's just stay out of it. Stay out of it.
Cam always makes things worse, does he not? No matter what Renee says, he's going against it.
But that's your boy right there. That's Cam. You
had
Cam's back, I thought.
I totally have Cam's back because I'm all about rebelling. So I support his rebellion. I'm just saying he never follows directions. He always gets Renee into some hot mess that Renee has to come and fix.
Yeah, but that's where I think that Cam and Ben are the same in that matter, where it's Ben even says, I don't want to fail a million times over and over and over again. And Cam, he's the same cat, he's just trying to make things better and trying to make things good, but he just can't.
Ultimately, in their core, to their core, they are good folks.
All of them.
Yeah,
even
they
Renee.
all are. Even Renee, yes. I love Renee.
He means good.
Bless his little freaking thug heart.
Thug heart, yeah, that's it. The thugs need loving too, right?
Right. That's what they tell me.
Anyways, we move on to Capo. He's in the boxing ring. He's trying to practice, I guess, going to the pen. It's not going to be easy for my white boy there.
That is hilarious. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness. And he's saying it's going to be 53 days in jail. So, we don't know if we're going to get to see that or not. And he's talking to Ben, and, he says a line that I'm sure, if Ronnie was here, he would have written this down and quoted
right.
it. So
this
I got
totally a Ronnie line. Go ahead.
Is not who you're in business with who you're in business with is more important than what your business you're doing. So, he's trying to tell him that, if you're going to work with Yossi, like, you don't want to do business with him. You want to do business with Cam.
Cam, right. Exactly. Who do you want in your corner at the end of the day?
Yeah. Who do you want in your corner at the end of the day?
Oh my gosh, if you saw my corner list.
Yeah, exactly. We all got that Twitter, following of people that you're
right,
like, these are the people I can trust.
One day,
These are the people I can reply to
right.
and not worry about.
That's true. Our Twitter list.
Yeah, exactly. And then we move on to Rachel is back with Edie. And she's, going to Edie and saying, I want my job back. Help me out or something like that. Edie says the line, I found somebody younger than you and pay her
and I pay her far
exactly.
less.
And she tells her, and, Edie's in this a little bit, but she says something, to find your passion and move with life and try harder. And I thought that was just like, wow, this is Rachel, like the character that we all, go to and correspond with. Kind of like everybody kind of relates to Rachel a little bit. And she's just saying, you're not even trying hard enough. Mm-hmm. Like, try harder. I just was like, whoa.
Her going back to Edie was a cop-out. That
right?
was her, like, in her little humility, saying, I'm sorry, take me back. She already messed up. Edie would be dumb to hire her again just because,
It was ridiculous. Like, you had to have known that you don't go back to your old boss like that.
At the end of the day, they're still friends, and I think that Edie respects their friendship, but that's why she's like, little girl, you got to find your own way. Stop coming back to me.
She was like, oh, I got so inspired by the Neanderthals, that way of life, and, I was trying to be good. Like, well, try harder. Like, sometimes you need people like that, though.
She gave it like a week.
Yeah, right? Try harder. Sometimes you need people like that in your life,
you do.
Though.
People kick you in the butt.
I call my girlfriend my number one hater. Because she always tells me, that doesn't look good. Don't walk out the house like that. I appreciate that so much. I'm just like, you need haters in your life sometimes.
You want people who aren't going to kiss your butt and who are going to keep it real with you and put you in check and let you know. We call it constructive criticism.
That's
because
the word.
They love you. They have your best
yeah.
interest in mind. And there's a lot of yes men, and we don't need more yes men in our circle.
No, so... Edie, congratulations.
Edie kept it real.
Thank you. Edie kept it real. That's right.
Shout out to Edie.
And somebody else who's also keeping it real is Debbie, talking about baby names. Did you catch some of those baby names?
I didn't catch the baby names. I was like, wait, what were those names she said?
They were pretty ridiculous. And Renee wasn't having any of that. And he started to tell Debbie, I'm going to this bottling plant in the ATL, Atlanta.
Why?
Why? Maybe hooking up with some basketball wives. We don't know.
Episode does he lie to? Why does he lie to Deb? I mean, it's not necessary. She's already said, "Look, I love you. I'm not going anywhere. Just be 100 with me." Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, he still feels like he's got to either protect his name, protect his or her opinion of him. I don't know what it is, but something will not let him be up front and honest with her.
Maybe he's just been that character, that guy for so long that's like it's almost difficult to just tell the truth up front. Like, maybe it's difficult for him.
I think he loves her so much that he's so concerned about losing her that it's hard for him to keep it real. Like, he's being a yes man as opposed to keeping it real.
I see. Well, he's about to change. We'll see that. He gives it realer than real, that's for sure. Then we move on. Ben is walking down the street, and it's funny because I was like looking for those Ben and Cam scenes just to be like, yo, Ronnie loves these Ben and Cam scenes. So we didn't have any of that.
Nope.
We didn't have none of those. We actually saw a lot of scenes with like Cam and Domingo. We saw the scene with Ben and Enzo, the guy from Yossi's place. But we didn't see the Ben and Cam scenes.
I love Cam and Domingo's relationship. Like, I believe them.
Yeah.
I mean, and this isn't about their acting. This is about their characters. Like, I see people like that in real life. Ben and Cam, not so much. It's like, how did you guys become friends? Yeah. But Domingo and Cam, I feel like we all know some friends that are kooky like that are get themselves in trouble every week. Yeah. And you got to bail them out of something.
And they're rolling down the street in a different car.
Like, how do we get this car this week, dog?
Yeah, right? Exactly. And anyway, so Ben he runs into the Neanderthal line, and Tim shouts out to him like, yo, I can get you some for half price off the truck. Like, totally douchebag, right?
Yes. The audacity.
Yeah. I was just like, how could you? And he's like, oh, how's Crunch, by the way?
He knows the name of their line isn't Crunch. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if he was trying to just be a jerk off or if he really like maybe overheard like maybe Ben and Yossi talk about Crunch, but that's like an insult. Crunch. Come on now.
I don't know. I think he was just trying to be mean.
So you think it was intentional?
I think it was intentional.
But you know what I like about his character is that we know that he's a jerk and he's trying to be mean, but he's still playing the cool, nice guy.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
you know, he's not playing it like a blatant like butthead.
Yes.
I was gonna say the other one, the whole. Yes. But the way that he's playing,
thank you to our iTunes listeners.
Yeah. The way he's playing the character is very, you know, trying to be honest and nice and good guy, and he's really not.
Yeah, which you almost wish, you know, you run into characters like that even in your personal life. You're like, yo, just be mean already. You don't none of this like half stuff.
He's killing him with kindness.
Yeah, no,
and throwing in his jerky innuendo every now and then.
I don't need any of that in my life. But anyways, Ben and Cam are rolling in the Benz, new car. I don't know how they got that. They were riding around in an Escalade or something before, and you know, I really think that's like the new Ben Cam scene was like Cam and Domingo.
Yes,
I was feeling it. And then later we jumped to Ben smoking with Enzo was his name, I believe, the guy that works with Yossi.
Enzo, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Enzo.
So he was smoking with him. He was just chatting him up, like, yo, you know. And it was almost like, is this guy the new Cam? Like, is Ben just giving in and?
No.
It's
not happening.
No?
He's not being replaced. No.
No.
It's not happening. Nobody can.
Well,
later
Cam. We see that, but yeah, I definitely. You're like, I'm not having my Cam written off the show. Definitely not at all. And then Domingo and Cam, we cut to them at the East Flatbush Caribbean League. I'm getting that name down finally. East Flatbush Caribbean League. And I just think it's hilarious that Domingo's with his dog. He's just rolling with the dog everywhere. Like
Domingo's, he's becoming one of my favorites.
It's almost
because
laughable.
he is playing his character like to the fullest. Like love. He is embracing this like kooky, zany kind of crazy, fun guy.
Just like do whatever it takes.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm a dog walker. Like we're gonna go take care of some business with weed spray, guns, like the mafioso, whatever is getting involved. Oh, but I'm still working.
Right.
I'm still walking a dog right now. I'm making money while we're doing this. You gotta respect that. And then, but they're in there, and you know, Domingo says, "Yo, if something goes wrong, just say the key word, pumpkin or."
Pumpkin.
Yeah, where'd that come from? And Cam goes in there, and you know, he tries to talk to. What's Eric LaSalle's character's name? Everton.
Yeah, Everton.
So he tries to talk to Everton, and he just wants to be peaceful about it. And he even says, yo, I didn't come in here to, I wanted to prevent violence and bring money to your organization. And Everton kind of like, whoa, okay, money.
But at first, Everton was going to have him, like, killed when he came in there. Because at first I think that he was a threat. That I don't know if he thought that maybe he was coming on behalf of Renee and that he was trying to start something, and that's why he got so defensive. But as soon as he saw that Cam was like, no, like I'm coming at you with, you know, open hands, please just accept my apology. It's my fault. He started to lighten up a little bit when he said that he was going to bring money to the organization. When he started getting down to business. That's when Everton was like, okay, what you talking
you mention
about?
money to anybody, they're going to be like, what are you talking about?
Right.
And he talks about, he's, and I don't know where Cam gets this from, but he's saying he's going to bring him $20,000 in cash.
Yeah, what was he saying? The $20,000.
I don't know. He said he was going to bring him $20,000 in cash.
Because he wanted to sell the spray.
In return for the spray.
Right.
So he wanted to bring the spray back and get it out of their hands so that they don't have it to use against Renee. And
but he was going to originally sell this spray somewhere when they were trying to.
Yeah, he was originally going to sell the spray
Canada or something. Where were they going with the spray?
I think they were going to a different state to sell it at University of Massachusetts, at UMass, I think. And so, anyways, he wants the spray back, and he'll give him cash. So, you know, they're going to go with him and find out that, but they're not going to let him go until they get the cash. So they're going to go with him and see if he can do that or not. And Renee goes to, so then we flash forward to Renee about to break into Everton's house. At first, we didn't even realize whose house it was. We're just like, oh no, something's bad's going on.
I had a feeling that it was Everton's, though. Yeah, because Renee's going to fight, you know, with violence. Of course. So exactly. I knew somebody was about to get hurt.
At this point, we know Renee's motives.
Right.
Like, we know Renee is turning back into that character.
You leave him no choice.
Right. I guess.
Unfortunately,
I think he still could be kind of a nice guy.
You know what it was? Because he was trying to make peace with Everton, but when Everton threatened him and said, you know, you need to give me this certain amount of money and then the issues will go away, it wasn't so much about the respect for the Caribbean
League
organization. Yeah. Then it became about his pockets. And that's when it became disrespectful. And that's when Renee knew, okay, you're trying to play me.
Yeah, he was just trying to make money. It wasn't for the, you know, the community
right,
or all
exactly.
that. It's just for the money. So anyways, he goes in there and his thugs grab some guy. You know, we cut to them being in the warehouse scene. Like, this is getting really dark now. And, you know, they're giving the speech. Yo, Renee loves the Caribbean people. He, you know, has a lot of Caribbean friends. Yeah, you know, he loves Jamaican food. And we're ready to see.
We ate jerk chicken before we came.
Yeah, right? He's about to take off. They have whoever they stole from the house. They got a bag on, kidnap. They have a bag on his head. And right as they're about to take off the bag, we see it's Malik.
Right.
And now, how is Malik related to Everton? I didn't really catch that.
So what you didn't catch was that Malik was in Everton's room. Now, when you're in somebody's room at 4 a.m., what are you doing in somebody's room at 4 a.m.?
All right. It's like the T-Pain song, right? Or was it 5 o'clock in the morning?
Right. That was when I was, at that moment I said, oh, snap.
Yes.
Renee, you better use this. You have something now to hold against Everton.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's in an organization that is about respect and he's
not going to want that kind of news getting out. Just as Renee doesn't want the news about the weed spray getting out.
Correct.
So we kind of they're on even playing fields
What
now.
I thought was interesting is when he knew, okay, I've found somebody that you care for, because Malik had expressed to him in the kidnapping, like, I'm very upset with Everton because he didn't come home tonight, and he's out with somebody named Cam trying to sell bottles of weed spray. I thought that was cute that Renee knew instantly, oh, I know what this is. I'm going to use this in my favor.
Exactly. And so that scene went pretty hard, and you know, we're going very heavy with the Jamaican, the Rasta Monsta, you know, idea and topic there. But then we flash back to Ben, you know, late at night working on the design. Then he comes into Yossi's office,
right?
And he shows him
that's when he presents
a design.
Crunch
by Yossi. Crunch.
That sounds like
really?
a candy bar.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing that shirt.
You're not going to wear Crunch,
or the
right?
snakes with two heads. That honestly was insulting. If I was Yossi, I would have been insulted with that design. I already don't think that Ben's a snazzy dresser as it is, so his credibility in the fashion arena is already questionable, yet he wants to make it in this industry. And so he has this dream, and so when he presents this new design, Yossi's not buying it. He's like, no, I know what I know exactly what you're doing. You're trying to get over on me.
Crunch alone, just, you know, he didn't think Ben could sell it. Like, you know, I just don't think Ben, he probably could have came at Yossi a little bit stronger and been like, I got this really cool idea. Like, the way he tried to sell it to Yossi was also kind of, you know, half-assed, if I could say that.
Right.
He was just like, yeah, it's cool, it's hip. Like, you're not even selling me on that, Ben. Like, come on now.
That's why Yossi was like, shut up, let's get Cam aboard.
Yeah, exactly.
How much do I need to pay you?
Right? He offers him another advance check for $200,000.
At this point, when somebody offers you $200,000, I'm just like, what are you thinking? Because Ben, I understand what Ben's angle is about the whole, you know, Crunch and Crisp and how
Ben
Cam
was trying to win everybody.
Right,
he's trying to
make everybody happy. Exactly.
I kind of relate to that though sometimes. I try and please a lot of people, and you know what?
That gets tricky.
Just like this, it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And I realize that, you know, there are certain priorities that you have to take in life, and you have to, you know, you put your ducks in a line, you know, as they say. You have to put things in priority and put them in order, and that's the only way that you're going to go further. You know, if something's not working out and you realize that, hey, this isn't getting me anywhere, you gotta throw in the towel or put it aside or something and go for what works. And Crunch doesn't work.
But the fact that he still presented Crunch to Yossi after he had already had the conversation with the two sisters about Nancy having lied about the way that she partnered Yossi and Ben up with them, with Crisp. I kind of felt like, okay, you already see that you're going into business with people who don't have your best interest in mind, and they will lie to you. At that point, you should have already cut your ends right there.
Oh yeah, he should have walked away already. So he's trying to make it please everybody, and Yossi says, "Yo, I can make your life very easy if you let me." And then Ben says, "I don't want to have anything to do with this." Yossi starts ripping up the check, and he's like, "Yo, I could have made your life very easy," and says, "I treat people very differently that I do business with than people that I don't." And he's like, "Yo, I saw you. I know what's been going on." And Ben, oh my God,
I knew he was going to do that. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. That was such a TV moment. That was a Hollywood moment where you accidentally confess before the other person admits to you what the issue is.
She still loves you, he says.
I see that on every single show. I'm mad that How to Make It in America did that to me. But because that was the obvious. I knew that he was going to accidentally spill.
And I hate when
things are kind of predictable. But whatever. I knew that was necessary.
We just had to move the plot along. You know what I mean?
I knew that's exactly what they were doing. But don't trick me. Don't do that to me. Like, I'm a real viewer. Don't try to get over on me. Make it a little bit harder.
Exactly. But, he confesses. We get that classic TV moment. They slip. "Oh, what the F are you talking about?"
"Oh, no, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Throwing a little slapstick comedy there. But it's okay. And Yossi was talking about him using Enzo.
Right.
And he's like, "Enzo is my property. That's my guy. Everything he makes is mine. You used him." And Ben confesses
Nancy
to
still loves
Nancy. Yeah. So Yossi didn't seem too mad, but then he punches him in the face.
Yeah, he thought about it. He was like, "You know what? Nah, I'm not gonna let you disrespect me like that."
Yeah.
And Ben deserved far more than that.
And you jumped. You didn't
because
expect
I didn't see it coming. Yeah, Yossi was really chill. And then all of a sudden, I hear the hit in the swing, and I'm like,
yeah.
I didn't see it coming. I didn't see the hit coming.
So he got out his aggression, and that wasn't a classic TV moment. It was real, right? That's what we're looking for.
Yeah,
that's why
anybody
we
would
love
have
this
done that.
show.
I definitely believe anybody would have done that.
Yeah, anybody, especially Renee. And we go forward. A lot more violence is coming. Renee and Everton at the showdown at the river. This is real good, real heavy.
He had called Everton and had told him that, he had pretended to be Malik on the phone.
Hey, Benny.
Right. And I definitely thought that was cute because that's where you got to hit people sometimes is in their love life. And Renee at that point had already recognized that Malik was his boo.
Yeah.
And so he was using Malik against him as he should because you got to sometimes fight crime with crime.
Yeah.
And
we predicted that, yeah.
And that showdown was, I thought, pretty good. I thought that but you know what was funny is when Renee had come at him with some sincerity. And what did he say to him? He said something about love.
He was just like, you know what, you have to, sometimes you have to let love kind of lead
Love
the way.
will change your life if you let it.
There you go.
It just happened to me. I wrote that down,
all right, there we go. Ronnie Jr., I'll be proud.
Ronnie!
Watching from Mexico. We see a little compassion from Renee, and, Everton even jokingly, I don't know if it was a joke or not, but he offers one of his goons to write a jingle for Rasta Monsta.
A rap.
But
did you see Cam's eyes light up? I saw a little spark when he heard him rap. I saw a little spark.
You think Cam's going to be a rapper?
No, I think that Cam is going to have another idea. Let's be managers too, dog.
Oh,
and managers artists. Cam always has an idea.
Cam is doing everything.
Yeah.
He's running the world. He's going to be managers now. Well, maybe they're going to be managers because right now it's not looking like their future is in fashion. Ben shows up at Nancy's office and, confronts her. And this, we see Ben just really angry. He's going balls to the wall, just like, "Yo, Nancy, you weren't there for us. You didn't have our back. Nancy, you're cute, you're ambitious, but I'm not sure your future's in fashion."
Right.
Ben. And I just was like, I took that to heart. I was like, yo, a lot of people will say that to you, like, yo, you're cool. You know, maybe I'm not as cute as Brian Greenberg, but you got some things going on, and you've got a nice job, whatever you do, but just stop doing this. This ain't your future. And it's just like, yo, like... And
the realism of that was that she didn't really believe in these boys. From beginning to end, she didn't really believe in them. She didn't believe in... She liked their product.
Don't you think she saw something in them?
But she didn't love it.
Yeah.
She liked them, but she didn't love them.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was kind of like I'm going to entertain this, and this is going to be the next means to an end.
Just a little business venture.
Yeah, I don't think that Nancy was ever pushing them. I don't think that she ever had their best interest in mind. She saw the opportunity and she took it, but she wasn't crazy about them, nor about Chris.
Yeah.
Because she didn't jump on it right away.
Well, this isn't
either.
her line. These guys started it. They have the blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Right.
And, when you start something, and that's why it's so difficult to start a small business, is it's difficult to find other people to work with you that have the same passion as you. And that's why so many managers and owners are just so passionate and, you know, almost just driving to their employees, is because it's, you know, this is what they started. This is what Ben and Cam put into it. And Ben, as the designer, it's like, hey, he doesn't want to let this go. And Cam is just like, he's the businessman. He's like, we can make it. We can sell to anybody. We don't need these people.
So you know what's crazy is I have a friend who works for Ralph Lauren, the clothing store. And, you know, he was talking to me today about the show because he's a huge How to Make It in America fan. He has like years of experience in sales and clothing and buying and stuff. And he was saying that he totally feels like Cam is a little bit crazy in his idea of giving up, you know, the business, or the, you know, that he's not willing to work with Nancy and Yossi. And so he said something to me. Have you ever heard of throwing out the baby or giving up your baby? I've never heard that saying either. But he explained it to me as if, although you may have a project that you are crazy about or something that you believe in, such as Crisp, if you don't if you're not willing to like part with it in the beginning or whatever, you can't move to the next level and be successful. And so sometimes you got to give up your baby. You got to give up like your child in order to move forward. And that's like with anything in the industry, whether it's acting or music. Sometimes you gotta just, you know, throw it out and be willing to make the sacrifice.
And so take the Ben approach and almost just say, hey, you know what, we'll do it and give us the money. Right.
And I understand Ben I honestly, although I'm not crazy about Ben, I would have done exactly what he was doing as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of us in this situation would have gone that way. You know, you work so hard for something that you want to see the payoff. Right. You know, sometimes it's really difficult to, you know, stay strong to everyone's Crisp, your own personal Crisp.
Right.
You
go with Crisp, you make Crisp, and then you do, you know, Crisp Part 2 by Ben and Cam.
Yeah. Then you do Crunch a little later down the line.
Crunch-alicious. Like, you do something else.
But Crunch isn't going to sell, you know? Like, maybe, you know, it is good. It is inspirational.
So you do Toast, or like Toasty or something.
That's a good
one.
I'm
just saying.
Spicy Marty's new line, Toast.
Wait till I see Toast come out next season, watch.
There we go. There it is. And, but then we see poor Rachel. And Rachel is just a mess. She is, you know, last episode we saw her eating soup out of the ladle
what was
itself.
That, lentil soup or something?
Yeah.
She was eating some,
at the liquor store. Couldn't pay for it, you know, doing drugs. This episode, we didn't see her on drugs.
She was not on drugs.
So
she was
props to her.
Begging for forgiveness for her job back.
Yeah, that was a little sad. But Tim shows up at her house, and, you know, he says funny, like, oh, yeah. She's like, how did you get here? He's like, oh, well, I used to be an undercover cop / Lulu told me.
Lulu told me, yeah. I thought that was really cute. I liked him.
That was
He's
witty.
Funny to me.
Yeah. And he apologizes. I thought that was really good that he was sincere.
He apologizes but insults her all at the same time.
It's another one of those double-handed things.
You know, I meet girls all the time. We're trying to sleep with me because I sell T-shirts and have a clothing line. So maybe you were trying to do the same thing. And then also, you know, my girl's into threesomes, but she didn't think you were attractive. Like,
wow, yeah,
it's like insult after insult.
But I'm sorry. I'm sorry things didn't work out. Sorry
about
lost
your job.
Yeah,
because I thought your article was really good.
Yeah, and you know, he appreciates that she did the article on the Neanderthals' way of life and offers her a job with the Neanderthals, and then shakes her hand and says, "Shit's gonna get weird."
So I have a problem with that because I don't know if his intentions are really because he thinks that Rachel is this amazing person and that she has that much to contribute to the Neanderthals. I think that secretly, Tim the jerk down inside is like, I'm going to get to Ben through Rachel.
And you've said that all along, that Rachel, whenever she gets a chance, is going to mention Ben.
Yeah, I think that this is something with Tim versus Ben. I think that that's his arch nemesis. I mean, come on now. Neanderthals versus Crisp.
Yeah.
And now you're taking Ben's girl.
Yeah.
Who you know he's still
He's like, oh, by the way, how's Crunch doing? Like, he just totally doesn't want to have anything to do with what Ben is doing.
Right. Yeah. But yet you are going to let his woman come work for you now. Like,
rewind a couple minutes ago while Marty and I were watching this. She's like, oh, she just shook hands with the devil.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I did not see that.
Yeah, she's going into business. Like, do you think Ben's going to be okay with that?
But
Rachel
do you think
wants
Ben
Ben
still
back.
has feelings for her? I thought Ben was at the door, first of all.
Oh,
I thought it was going to be Ben.
I did kind of think that too. You're right.
I
did think that.
Okay, Ben's coming. You know, we're going to wrap up this plot line here. But what they did now is telling me there's got to be a season 3. You know what I mean? Like, just looking at that, I was like, there's some more plot line going on.
This is why Rachel can't work for the Neanderthals, because you can't first off, be in love with someone and then work for their major competitor and want to see Chris excel, but yet you're helping Neanderthals do better because she's now going to be contributing her services to them. But then again, Ben's not offering her a job, so
yeah, Ben's not there to help out. Anyways.
You got to take the opportunities where they lead.
He's out there partying.
She's still got a rent to pay.
Yeah, exactly. He's out there partying with Capo and Cam and Domingo and all them. Capo's at his going away party.
Right.
I thought that was awesome.
I think she should totally take the job if she doesn't want chances with Ben. But if she wants Ben back.
Yeah, and we don't know what her intentions are. We don't know. She's just like, she's been going crazy, and she's gonna take anything at this point.
Right. So the party?
Yeah. So at the party, Capo is about to get kicked out, and he's getting kicked out of his own going away party. But then somehow he gets a shout out from the DJ. I thought that was cool. I thought that was true to life because
so
there's times where you're at a party or whatever, and the DJ gives shout outs, and sometimes you know who's the guest of honor at the party and stuff like that, and you know what's up when the DJ gives you a shout out. It's pretty real. It's pretty big.
Exactly.
And let's see. Ben wants to talk to Cam, but Cam's not having it.
Yeah, Cam was kind of giving him the cold shoulder. I definitely felt that. And Ben was trying to be humble and, can I talk to you? Can I buy you a drink, Doc? Like, can we just have a moment? Cam wasn't trying to hear it. Lulu came in and he acted like Ben didn't exist.
Was after Ben had already turned down Chris by Yossi. He already told him, like, no, we're not doing this.
He was trying to explain that to him.
Yeah, and I thought that was a little messed up by Cam, but it was real. That's what it was. The show was being real. Flash forward, Renee is at Debbie's house. He's asking, where's Debbie? Where's Debbie? Where are you? And it was his stuff that was boxed up, right?
Right.
And he calls her, and she is in kind of a desperation on the phone, saying, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to have the baby with you. And we don't know where Debbie's at.
Yeah, and you know what? That kind of scared me because I think that the writers were trying to make us think that maybe she was going to get rid of the baby. I don't know if she's going to possibly abort, or was she just trying to say, I don't want to raise the child with you?
I don't
what was
know.
your
It was kind of confusing
interpretation?
because honestly, the way it sounded, I thought she was just on some sort of verge of like jumping off a cliff or something. Like she was on a rooftop or something. Like, I don't want to go through this anymore.
Yeah, because she has another child to raise. I hope she wouldn't be doing that.
That's true, but something drastic along the lines of like, aborting or getting rid of the baby. I definitely thought she sounded very, very drastic about it. Definitely, it wasn't.
I hope she doesn't do that.
No?
No. And I hope
You're
she
with
doesn't
Ronnie?
do
You want the spinoff? The Renee Debbie spinoff?
Well, I think that she really does love him. Only thing is that I'm tired of her leaving him. She tries to break up with him every single episode. You're not going nowhere. So stop trying to break up with Renee.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think that they're gonna they're gonna have some good times ahead of them, hopefully. We go to back to the club scene. Capo's having a great time, and all of a sudden the lights come on, or whatever. Domingo shouts out, "I got this party in Chinatown. Let's move this." Bam! I thought that was cool how the director did that. They just paused, everyone froze, cut to Chinatown, the party there. So it was cool. And finally Ben gets to talk to Cam, and he tells him, "Yo, I turned down Chris by Yossi. This is But I think this scene was almost equivalent to what we saw last episode with Ben and Cam, where they were butting heads, like, yo, I don't want to be a failure. He's like, well, I want to keep the line and stuff like that. And this was that resolution of that. I think it continued exactly that fight. And it was really close. And
but when Ben apologizes to him and says, hey, guess what? We're not going to do the line after all. Cam was going to walk away. He was about to step to the side and be like, okay, well, good for you.
Yeah.
It wasn't until that Ben humbled himself and said, look, this is my real feelings. Like, this is between you and I and our friendship. Let me address that.
Yeah. And he even said, I never thought that we could make it alone. Yeah, he opened himself. He gave himself a little vulnerability. There's that key word right there that you got to have sometimes is, I didn't think we could do it. But, Cam... And this is where, I kind of agree with you that Cam is really the stronger character in all of this. Because, if Ben is coming to him and saying, yo, you were right, we can do it. We can make this. And, Ben apologized saying, I just didn't want to fail for the millionth time. And so that was cool. They're all good. And then this guy, Andy, comes in. And explain to me, Andy, because I wasn't quite clear on how he came into all this.
Andy is, which one is Andy?
He's the one, the manufacturer, I guess, that they're gonna...
Okay, Andy. Okay, sorry. I'm like, wait, Andy? He's only been in a couple of the episodes. Andy's role was that he was the gonna be the original rep for Ben and Cam. And what Ben and Cam did was they saw opportunity with Nancy, and so they left Andy for Nancy to be the rep for them, so that she can pitch them to the different buyers, because at the time Ben really wanted to get into Barney's.
Oh, of course.
And so they kicked him to the curb. They had already shook his hands, decided that he was going to be the rep for them, giving him some samples, and then they asked for the samples back from Andy so that they could give them to Nancy.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of, and obviously they didn't burn their bridges.
Obviously
because
not.
Andy saw an opportunity and came back.
Yeah.
He was like, I still want to work with
and
y'all.
he comes in all happy. Yeah, he comes in, we're gonna do this. We're gonna ship to Gadzooks.
Yeah,
what are we doing next, guys?
Yeah. Is that how you say it?
And what are we gonna do next? And then they show the jeans. Domingo and Capo got those jeans.
Oh my gosh.
Just ridiculous. I thought that was funny.
How do you feel about the fashion on this show? Do you believe it? Like, do you believe, like, would you wear the stuff that Cam and Ben are pumping out?
I believe that they are starting a fashion line. And, sometimes I work in downtown LA, and I've been into a lot of the sweatshops and the buildings there, then the fashion district. And, when you're starting off, you do have those simple lines. It's just a hoodie. And I have a lot of friends who have fashion lines and watch lines that I'm making and stuff, and they start really simple, and you don't become Barney's right out the gate, you know what I mean? And so those hoodies, I believe, the jeans maybe not so much. I don't think that they should have gone with that little detail. What was it, fucking crisp?
Yeah. Oh.
I thought that was a little whack, but you have to start out making your own line with what works. And there is something that, getting a little deep here. We'll go to commercials. We'll wrap this up. But my mom, who's I think is watching today. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
And everybody shout out their moms real quick. And
shout out to my mom. Hi, Marta.
Exactly. And but she always told me, when I was having a tough time doing college, I was writing for the newspaper, and I wanted to be this big journalist and make it to TV and stuff. And I was like, they don't agree with what I'm writing. And, they say it's too out there and stuff. And, she said, sometimes you have to conform a little bit to what they want in order to get yourself further.
Right. And I do agree with that.
And that might be the Ben thinking of, go with Yossi, do crisps, give up your baby. It's the same give up your baby line, right? Everything comes full circle.
Hey, guys, I hate to interrupt, but we have a caller on the line.
Uh-oh.
So, caller, what's your name? Where are you from?
Hello, caller.
Caller?
We're going to have to try and get them
back
on.
Ronnie?
They just
Are you trying to trick on us, Ronnie?
Our call just dropped, so we'll get them back on the line.
Okay.
We will get them back on the line. But
I was just smashing the fashion on how to make it in America. Only because, and the reason that only reason is because...
you're not getting a Zoo York hookup anytime soon,
right? Sorry, guys. But honestly, I don't feel like the show shows us too much... forward fashion.
Forward movie
I
fashion.
don't think that they're pushing any envelopes. I don't think that Crisp is... the reason I love How to Make It in America is because I love the storyline. Don't necessarily believe the fashion moves.
Yeah.
It's nothing that we've never seen before with Crisp. And Cam and Ben don't have... They didn't go to fit them.
Yeah,
they don't have
exactly,
any
right?
fashion credibility. And then they don't dress fly either.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they're looking in GQ magazine every day.
No, that's
so
right.
I don't really know if where they're getting their fashion sense from.
Well, hopefully by the end, this is the last episode of the season. We've, separated our ties with Entourage, but I still feel like there's that one last comparison of Entourage was fly. These guys had made it already, and you believed it because you got to see the fly cars, the fashion, the
lifestyle.
The fashion, the lifestyle, and everything. And this is gritty. These guys don't have the dopest fashion line in America yet. And I do think that that's a lot more real than as if they were, Brian Greenberg himself, shout outs to him though, is,
shout out to Brian.
They dress him simple. And I think the fashion coordinators on the show realize what they're doing. I don't think they want.
You think they're doing this on purpose?
I do think so. I do think that they're doing it on purpose. I would love to know
what their angle is. Call in, let us know.
Yeah, now that we know we have the call-in capability. Thank you, DJ Jesse DJ. And we'll finish with the last line that they say. We'll go to break, and then we'll talk about some predictions and everything right after the break. They say we're going in. We're going in.
We're going in.
We're going in.
Meaning they're going ham, which means
they're going ham. Commercial. Going in.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after-shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
All right, that's good. What do you want to buzz about? We want to buzz about How to Make It in America, and once again, we do as Ronnie Jr. would say, which shouts to Ronnie Jr. on vacation this week. Whoop, whoop. Thank you to our Ustream listener or Ustream followers and iTunes listeners.
There you go.
And we appreciate it. Thank you also to Maria Menounos and Kevin Endergaro and DJ Jesse J in the booth, letting us know about the callers. And if you are trying to call in, go ahead, keep calling. We'll try and get that connection back. But right now, let's go with some predictions for How to Make It in America.
There
Now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Crystal ball thing going on here. Crystal ball. All right, the predictions, the big predictions are, is there going to be a third season?
I'm a little nervous that there might not be.
No,
The
don't
only
say
reason
that,
was
Roddy.
because they didn't give us a glimpse. I mean, maybe they haven't shot it or anything, but they should have at least given us a teaser or something. You know, why didn't you give me, like, why didn't you leave me hanging on to
And they tied the
something?
bow up. It was almost like one of those Christmas gifts where the bow is just kind of loosely tied. Like it's not, those ones that are like, oh, you can't open it. This one's just kind of like, it's tied enough where it's like, if we don't get a third one, fans might be kind of happy.
You know why? Because the way that they left it with...
It's too positive.
They kind of closed each of the, like, a few of the chapters with Renee and Deb. They're breaking up.
Yeah.
It's kind of over there. And then Capo's going to jail, so we might not see him. And then who else is Lulu and Cam are still together, but
Lulu's out of the question.
She's only been in a couple scenes. And so I kind of feel like, then Nancy's been written off.
Rachel got her job. Nancy's got written off.
Yeah.
Yossi's off. And Ben and Cam are happy. And, credits to Ronnie Jr. about the show that might get the spinoff. Debbie, I don't think that plot line was tied up.
You don't think so?
I think that it's almost like, where is Debbie? Like, I still want to know
I
where Debbie's at.
do want to know where Debbie is.
I want to know what's going on. Is Renee, is he getting back with her? I don't know. I still feel like Renee has such strong and multiple plot lines himself. Yeah. That you could almost spin that off. But instead of a spin-off, I really do think they're going for a third season.
You think so?
I think so.
I hope so. I totally hope so. I would love that. Yeah. But, they didn't give us any cliffhangers. There was nothing that was dramatic at the end for me to be like, I have to see what happens.
Yeah, there wasn't anything too cliffhanger-ish. But let's see, real quick.
We want to give our shout-outs to everybody who's been on the show.
We don't know if we're coming back for a third season.
No, I know. Wait, if this show doesn't come back, it's a done deal.
So go ahead, go on to tweet at HBO and let them know you guys want to see hashtag How to Make It.
Right.
And you want to see a third season. You want to see us back for a third season of AfterBuzz for How to Make It in America. And real quick, we want to shout out to all the people that have done the AfterBuzz with us, including Dustin Felder, T. Lopez, Asia, Vanessa Cruz, Jason Olive. I was actually flipping through a magazine this weekend, and I swear I saw Jason in it.
Oh, really?
I think I saw him in some sort of ad.
You probably did. If you pass by any street, you're going to see Jason Olive and the GNC commercial. I mean, like, he's in everything. The billboards for GNC, everything.
His new show, the Tyler Perry one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't see him yet, but...
You'll see him. You'll see him. He's November 25th, I think, is his show. Oh, okay. That's when the first episode is going to... Yeah, that's when it's going to air.
And who else have we had on?
Azure D Johnson. Yes. And then also, you said Asia Franks, and then Lauren Turner.
Lauren Turner,
and Fallon Mercedes, both from NicoleBitchie.com.
What's up, Fallon?
Thought she was a hottie.
She is a very pretty woman.
She is. And then what was I'm sorry, Ronnie, your his friend?
Oh yes, the Cuban. Humberto. Whatever he wanted to go by at that moment in time. Very funny guy. We appreciate.
My Cuban cutie.
Yes,
shout out to you.
Exactly. We appreciate everyone who came onto the show and AfterBuzz with us.
AfterBuzz TV.
And especially big thank you to Ronnie Jr. and of course Philip Zvitek.
Yes.
If I can say his name correctly. Thank you for having us do this show.
And Maria Munoz, I tweeted at her.
All right.
That because she was talking about her BlackBerry versus iPhone problems. And so I tweeted at her letting her know that I too have the struggle of which one I should go with.
Yes.
And she probably didn't know who I was at the time, but I tweeted again, oh yeah, by the way, I do your How to Make It in America for AfterBuzz TV with you guys. And she tweeted back, thank you for being a part of the show.
Oh, awesome.
I appreciated that.
That was really awesome.
Because, you know, she has a busy schedule with Entertainment Tonight and all.
Of course, yes.
So thank you for acknowledging me, Maria.
Yes. Thank you all at AfterBuzz for acknowledging us here on this show. And yeah, we really do hope that there is a third season.
We definitely do.
Is
Ronnie Jr., we love you. We miss
you.
Couldn't be here for the finale.
Yes, but thank you all. Thank you all to our fans. And
follow
have a good...
us on Twitter if you want to stay, you know, up to date
What's
with
your Twitter?
us. Spicy_Mari.
And my Twitter is at Jesse F. Daniels. And of course, at Ronnie Jr. Media. And thank you all. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.